Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This evening I'm here at beautiful Pardee Reservoir fishing from the bank for both catfish and carp. The goal today is to demonstrate how to catch both catfish and carp near easy access areas like marinas. I get a lot of questions from you guys, such as I got kids with me so I can't walk to different spots, or I got the wife with me so I can't move spots a whole lot. Well, a great and easy access spot to target in the summertime is marinas. Marinas or coves adjacent to the marinas are hotspots for a hungry catfish. Today I'm going to target both species with pack bait. The pack bait I prefer when doing this kind of fishing is consisted of just sweet corn and panko breadcrumbs. I will mix and churn and then let it set for a few minutes before packing it around the rig. The biggest difference between the catfish located near marinas are they are rather shy and they tend to be a lot more omnivorous. The reason I believe so is because the sheer number of people who feed ducks near these areas. These catfish will tend not to be as carnivorous, not given they will still pick up an occasional bait and here and there that is protein, but they tend to will and pick up bread. I've caught plenty of catfish while carp fishing with pack bait. Some of my biggest catfish had come on pack bait. Quite contrary to popular beliefs, some catfish are extremely omnivorous, given and depending on the kind of lakes they are from. I find that highland reservoirs, in particular where catfish have a very short supply of bait fish, they will tend to be omnivorous. The rig I will be utilizing today is a classic bolt rig. It is a European style rig used for carp, but I find that this rig is actually extremely effective for catfish when fishing pack bait. I will take the bait and I will pack it tight around this bolt rig, around the lead, and I will just want to squeeze until the bait is firm enough so it can break. The main reason I am using panko instead of oatmeal is because panko will break a lot faster, knowing that I am targeting a smaller class of fish versus whereas if I'm going to target a larger class of fish, I will use oatmeal. Panko, on the other hand, is great when you're getting consistent bites, or if you just need to fish for a short evening and you're not planning to sit in an area for a very long time. Afterwards, I will add a slight attractant on top of the hook bait. When fishing near the marinas in the summer, I like to set one rod in the shallows. This particular bay have very shallow water on the far end in 3 to 5 feet of water. I don't dismiss these areas because in the summertime there will be catfish roaming these areas. I will set one rod there and then place it in the rod holder with the bite alarms because I'm fishing for both carp and catfish. Afterwards, I will set the other rods in far deeper water nearer to the marina. Because this marina, as with most marinas, will have deeper water for boats to travel around or get through, the catfish will actually use these deeper water as a lane to move up and down to the shallows. With the bite alarms, I'm able to just set the rod down and wait without having to attend to the rod. The reason I set the drag extremely loose is because when the catfish or carp take the bait, they will be extremely violent. I have a bite on the right hand rod. This fish has actually picked up the bait and has began swimming towards me. In this situation, with the bite alarms, the bite indicator will indicate what is called a drop back bite, meaning that you have to get to the rod and set the hook. This fish will not self-set. So after I set the hook, this fish actually came in the 3 to 5 feet of water. Contrary to popular beliefs, in the summertime, many catfish will roam these shallow water, especially near marinas. Catfish and carp near marinas will actually feed on a very similar food source. Because of this, I will often catch catfish and carp on pack bait. They will often share this similar food source primarily because, like I said before, I believe it's because of the sheer number of people who feed ducks with bread. This is actually a very nice channel catfish. It's because of the water clarity, this fish is actually very grayish. This is a solid summer channel catfish. I will not be retaining any fish today, so I will actually let this fish go. I will let him rest up a bit before letting him go. Thanks for playing, buddy. Off you go. While trying to set up the camera gear, I got this very powerful bite. It nearly ripped the rod out of the rod holder despite me having it set on a very loose drag. I know this is not a channel catfish because of the way it pulled. I know this is a carp. In the summertime, if I'm targeting these shallower area marinas, I find that I will actually catch a lot smaller carp. These fish will be plentiful in the shallows. I find that by using tag bait, I'm able to target both carp and catfish. A lot of carp anglers actually don't like catfish when they're trying to carp fish. I, on the other hand, welcome both species. I find that both catfish and carp are very enjoyable to fish for, so I do not discriminate whether or not I catch a catfish or a carp. This is actually a very nice carp. It's on the smaller end because it is a shallow water backbait fish. These backbait fish will be a lot smaller. This is a very gorgeous common carp. This fish is vibrant, full fin. I will let him rest a bit and then I will let him go. Thanks for playing, buddy. Off you go. The left-hand rod is getting bit. I can definitely see that this is a drop bag bite by watching the bite indicator. With the bolt rig, the fish will not set itself. The angler must go to the rod and set the hook. The reason being is because the fish is swimming towards you and is not going to create the bolting effect. I picked up the rod and set the hook and I'm on again. This fish I know for sure is a channel catfish because of the death rolls. The biggest difference between hooking a carp and a catfish is a carp will run side to side and down versus a catfish which will start performing rolls. I am using spinning gear today primarily because I do not need a far cast and the catfish in this area will have nowhere to go to snag themselves. If I'm targeting a much larger reservoir where there are a lot more structures and snaggy areas such as timber, I will use casting gear. But in these shallow marinas that tend to be featureless for the safety of boaters, I will opt for spinning gear. A long casting range is not needed, so spinning gear is perfect for this situation. This is actually a very nice channel catfish, probably around 10 pounds. This catfish is an old warrior. I can see the scars on his body, and I could tell this fish is a male because of his giant bulky head. He's gone through some hard times from the scars. I will let him rest a bit and show him to you guys, and then I will let him go. With these larger fish, I always like to let the fish rest a little bit before setting it free. This is crucial to ensure a safe release. Thanks for playing, buddy. Off you go. This is probably the most violent bite I've had from a catfish in a long while. The fish on this left-hand rod almost ripped the rod completely into the water despite the drag being set. Once this situation occurs, all I will do is pick up the rod and start reeling. This fish has self-hooked, and I know this is a channel catfish and not a carp. I know that this fish is a channel catfish because it began performing death roll upon being hooked. A lot of my viewers may see that today I'm fishing the rod at a very low angle. The reason for this is in particular if I'm targeting carp, a species in which that is line shy and will line bump. I find that by keeping the line low to the water, I will prevent spooking the fish and actually getting a few more bites. The higher the rod, the more likely it is to get line bumped. I will only use a high rise position if there is an immense wind or wake in the event that there is a lot of current present. This is another solid channel catfish from the marina. I hope that this episode helped those of you guys who can't move much or can't change a whole lot of spot because of circumstances. This is a beautiful fish. It's full fin, not a scar on the body, and it's so sleek and slender. These fish are gorgeous in my opinion. A lot of folks might not think so, but I do. Thanks for playing, buddy. off you go. Overall, it was a great short evening on the water. I caught a few fish for the camera, and hopefully this answers a lot of your guys' questions regarding can I catch a fish from a very easy access area. I hope this information is helpful to you guys, and until next time, tight lines, y'all.